Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of this Roblox Scripting Tutorial Series. Hopefully, it's a series. Um, this episode, we won't really be doing much physical scripting, like writing code, but that doesn't mean this episode is useless. I promise you, it is very useful, and it helped me knowing this stuff tremendously, and it'll help you guys. This is basically I guess the basics of Roblox Studio and of Roblox. That's what I wrote here actually, Roblox Studio basics. But yeah, there's 5 things we're gonna be going over today, starting with Studio Setup, and then Roblox Services, Objects, types of scripts. There's 3 types of scripts: server scripts, local scripts, and then module scripts. And then there's Roblox API. If you don't know what API is, or what an API is, that's fine. I'm gonna try to go over it a bit later. But yeah, this episode might be a little longer than other episodes, but that's just because I gotta get a lot in for the first one and kind of explaining Roblox. So let's just get into it. Basically, studio setup, what I mean by that is, well, the way you have your Roblox Studio set up. So first off, if you don't know, this is called Roblox Studio, what we are in right now. Um, as you can see up here at the top left, YouTube Scripting Tutorials, that's the name of the game. It's also right here. And then Roblox Studio, that's the name of the program, that's what Roblox's studio program is, Roblox Studio. So that's what we're in. If I ever talk about Roblox Studio, that's what I'm talking about. But basically, what I mean by the setup is how you have it set up. You see, like the things on my left, my right, and down here, I can actually exit out of those, and I can show you what you're gonna need for this series, for really just the script in general. There's 3 main components. But basically, if you go to View up here, you see, you might actually already have it. It might permanently be there, but if you press this arrow at the top right, you can actually put it up, and then it'll only just show when you click that. But if you click View, you can see all this stuff that you can basically have on your screen to use. So some of you, if you've built before, you could go to Toolbox, and that's like free models and stuff. Um, or maybe you've used Explorer properties or anything else. But yeah, this is basically stuff that you can use. Um, it's things on Roblox. It's the things that they provide for you, and you need. So the way I set it up is I have the Explorer on the right side. You saw it pop up there. Properties on the left side, and then I have the output at the bottom. The output basically, um, any errors in your scripts, or anytime you just anything you need to print out. If you don't know what printing is, that's fine. I'll explain it next episode. But basically, anything that you need to send to see will show up in the output when you're scripting. So yeah, the output's very useful. So you're going to need properties, explorer, and output for this. So that's what I have. So that's my studio setup. And then I just have like the main screen in the middle and all that. So yeah. Studio setup, that's done. Roblox services. Okay. So if you look over here, I'll close this. If you look over here on the right side, these are called services. There are a ton more services that you can't even see here that you can call. And this actually, I'll use a little bit of scripting in a second to show you guys something. But these are all services. So workspace, it's a service. Players, lighting, material service, network client, replicated first, and so on, right? These are all called services. Services basically are certain things within Roblox that provide you with something. I mean, just think about the definition of the word service, right? It is a service to you. So, like, lighting is a service for the lighting, like for the game lighting. I mean, it's pretty self explanatory. Server storage, that's a service to store stuff for the server. I mean, player service. It's a service for the players. I mean, like it's pretty self-explanatory. I can't speak. Pretty self-explanatory, and pretty easily understood. But these are all called services, and if I actually go in here, I can do game, so the game itself, and then I can do colon get service, so I'm getting a service. And then in here I can just put a service. I can put players, which you can see up here, replicated storage, teams, server storage, all that, which are all over here. But you can also find services that maybe are hidden or aren't listed. Like for example, there's a service called Tween Service, right? That's not showing up here, but it's used. You don't need to know exactly what it does, but I'm just showing you that there are a bunch of services within Roblox, and these are a lot of services that like you would use normally, or maybe you would put things inside of. But there's also hidden services. So those are what services are. Those are Roblox services. That's the probably the best way I can describe it. So yeah, um, and that's like how you would get a service in a script. Game get service, and then the service. You could also, to be fair, you could also do like game dot workspace, or like you don't have to do game get service workspace, right? But people usually do. It's a lot better probably. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess you could also do game dot lighting, game dot players, right? You don't have to do game get service, but that's just an example of how to get services. So that's services. That's what services are. That's where they are. Next is objects, and what I mean by objects within Roblox Studio is anything that you basically put inside of these services is an object. Like if you see, if I hover over workspace and then there's a plus sign, I can click that, and these are all objects. It literally says in the search bar, you can see search object. These are all objects. Basically anything that you can use within the services are objects. So like a part is an object, a script, a folder, a tool. They are objects. They are like physical things that you can see on here, right? They're not made up. They are a part of Roblox, right? They are objects. So yeah, that's what objects are. If I ever talk about objects, that's what I'm referring to, I guess. But like players aren't objects, right? That's why you can't put a player into the game. It's already here, right? HTTP Peter, that's my username. I'm already in, right? So I'm not an object. But yeah, like, and even in Starter GUI, you can also right click and click insert object. Screen GUIs, objects. But yeah, just anything that you can really put inside of these services are objects. It's the best way I can really explain what I mean by objects. Now, types of scripts. I won't go too deep into this, especially with module scripts, because we don't really need to. But there's three types of scripts. Um, there's server scripts, which you would mostly use in like server script service. So that's just this. That's like when you click insert object. If you search script actually, right? There's three scripts. Script, not local script, but just script is a server script. Server scripts are on the server. So what I mean by this is like exploiters, for example. If they're exploiting your game, they can only mess with local scripts. They can only mess with stuff that is on their client. But if it's a server script, they can't mess with it. They can't even see it, I'm pretty sure. So that's what a server script is. It is on the server. It is not for each player. It is like across the entire server, if that makes sense. And then local scripts, you would probably put in starter player scripts because that's for each individual player. and they are on the client. They are local. So, say you put a local script in here, right? Each player would have its own local script because it is local to that player, right? So, say two people join a game, they'll both individually have a local script if it's like in here, and then the server script will be there will only be one of them because there's only one server. Local scripts exploiters can access because it's theirs, like it's on their client. Um, but so like you have to be you have to like kind of make sure that it's nothing to like there's nothing on it that they can cheat with, if that makes sense. If you ever make a game and want to stop exploiters. But yeah, local scripts are on the client. They're for the client. The client uses them. Server scripts are on the server. The server manages it and all that. And it's across all players. Local, one player. Your player. Server, all players. And then the last script is module scripts, which maybe you'll put in replicated storage, or I would for the most part. These are interesting. I don't really want to get too into this because it's a bit more advanced, I suppose, than just regular scripts. But it's just another type of script. It's a way to do what people call object-oriented programming. Um, I know you may not understand what I mean by that or what that is, but don't worry. You don't need to worry about this right now. Maybe in the far future, I'll bring in module scripts and have a series or a tutorial about what they are and how to use them and all that. But yeah, that's module scripts, and yeah. So that's for scripts, okay? Lastly, Roblox API. So first off, what is API? There's an official definition of it actually, or not official, I don't know, but there's a pretty good definition of it that I found. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Let me put that. If you don't know what I'm doing here, by the way, these two dashes, they basically make it gray and make it not part of scripts, so it won't run. It doesn't like affect anything. It's basically notes inside your script. So I could like write code like say I just want to like this is the first thing that pops up when you open a script, right? So this will run. Print hello world will run, but like then I can just add like I could put what it does. Prints hello world. And this doesn't matter. This is just like a note basically that I added. And that's the two dashes mean. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just adding notes. But API. So API is Application Programming Interface. Sorry, interface. That's what it stands for. That's what it means. And basically, it's a set of definitions. I can't type today. Definitions and protocols for building and integrating application software. I just realized that it did this. So let me go here and do this, and there you go. So this is basically what it is. API, Application Programming Interface, a set of definitions and protocols for building and integrating application software. So for Roblox, for example, it's just a set of functions, definitions, protocols to run your Roblox game, to build, as it says here, to build and integrate the Roblox software to Roblox games. You can also use it for application softwares, for like just anything really. Nearly anything has like an open API or some type of API that you can use, like Discord, YouTube, all of that. But that's basically what an API is. That's like a short definition of it. And I actually have here, if I minimize, this is Roblox's API reference manual. So basically what you'll see here, it's developer.roblox.com slash in US, because I'm in the US, API reference. And this basically has like this would have everything. It'd have functions, anything like, as you can see, our classes and services. We went over services, right? And I might actually use this manual for tutorials in the future, to kind of go over. But yeah, it's like we just went over local scripts. So if I click local script, it basically tells you everything about a local script. See, a local script is a Lua source container that runs Lua code on a client connected to the Roblox server. By the way, Lua is the programming language that Roblox uses, in case you didn't know. But yeah, basically what I said, it runs code on a client connected to a Roblox server. They're used to access client-only objects, blah blah blah. So yeah, you can basically see all the properties and functions. If you don't know what any of this means, that's fine. You'll find out through this series, hopefully. Um, but yeah, basically this API just has all this different stuff, libraries, built-in things, references, classes, services, everything. That's basically what this Roblox API reference manual is. And you can go here, like I use this a lot just to reference things that maybe I forgot or need a refresher on. So yeah, maybe I'll just Google like a certain thing, and then this will come up, like a page with this will come up, and I'll go to it. But yeah, this basically just has like everything that Roblox uses in their code and the services and libraries and all that. So yeah, that's what the Roblox API reference manual is. It's for the Roblox API, for the, as we said, definitions and protocols for building and integrating the Roblox games. So that's the final thing. That was it, Roblox API. And that's probably going to be it for this episode. It's been 17 plus minutes. Wow. I apologize for it being that long. I don't want them to be that long, but I have a lot to talk about. So yeah. Next episode, I think I'm going to go over printing things out, output, which is down here. I can clear that, and simple arithmetic things with printing. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.